Okay, everybody, we're live right now. We've got the link up here on Facebook and everything. And so I want to welcome everyone who's joining us again back. We're doing our third session now of a tabletop role-playing game, what's called an actual play session, where we're going to play D&D for you. It's set in Tolkien's Middle-earth. We're continuing a story that we started about a month ago. And we're doing this in support of the Arts for Illinois Relief Fund, which helps out local arts organizations and artists here, independent artists here in the state of Illinois. And you can donate anytime to this charity, with which we are not affiliated, but just trying to call attention to for you. And that is at, and I'm going to do it over my shoulder here, artsforillinois.org/donate. And I'm bringing back our same great group of folks who have been playing with me this whole time. Everyone here has gamed with me in one capacity or another. These are all friends of mine, but also, importantly, Illinois residents who have some connection to the arts somewhere. We're people who have played in shows. I freelance for an entertainment magazine. We've got some guy who plays in a band here, and folks who have had various other experiences at festivals or with theater or arts organizations of one kind or another. We won't bore you with too much of the details, but as I call everybody out and introduce you again, go on ahead and bring your camera live if you can. We'll start with the woman I live with because we're going to be married one day. Catherine Eastfold is here again. Hi, wave to the folks. And she's going to be playing the maiden, not the maiden, I'm sorry. Well, the shield maiden of Rohan. The shield maiden of Rohan, Dernhild Steelsheen. She's going to be coming back to ride on a horse and fight people. She's here. We also have Emily, if you're here. Emily Steele from Decatur is going to be joining us today, too, with her character, Kóna, daughter of Kofar, the bearded dwarf lady. We say bearded, but that's redundant because all dwarves, including ladies, have beards. It's canon. I'm having some beer myself here. And get a little something in your hand if you're joining us too, please. And if it's from Illinois, all the better. We call him G-Jog. Ken Cruz is going to be joining us here as well from Chicago. Hey, what's up? Ken is in several of my gaming groups in one way or another, and he's going to be returning as the stern ranger from the north, the Dunedain, Damrod Findigil, joining us once again. And lastly, but not least, our maestro and our hobbit, Hugh Sullivan, comes to us from Decatur. Hey. All right, guys. So we won't belabor too much stuff here, but I will lay a couple of the ground rules. Once again, we are playing a D&D 5th edition rule set here, which is adapted to fit Tolkien's Middle-earth, new classes and races and various mechanics and whatnot. We're doing that, and I'm adding a couple of little interesting mechanics on top for charity and hilarity. As we say, this is in support of the Arts for Illinois Fund. Anytime somebody rolls a natural 20 on the D20, that is a 20 without modifiers, a crit, as we say, that's another $20 out of my personal pocket to the relief fund. We got up to $80 last time because you guys rolled so many 20s. So don't do that again, you guys. Use the computer roller and fail at those rolls. I'm a DM who likes my players to fail and die. That's me, all right. That's what's up. And then, of course, the other feature of our gameplay session here, which we've been using, which has not yet been leveled on me here, is the lore hammer. The lore hammer can be dropped upon me at any time that I misspeak or inaccurately say anything that has to do with Tolkien's Legendarium here. If I say that, like, Aragorn is son of Eldarion or something like that, if I misspeak in any way, then somebody calls it out, and whoever calls it out gets an automatic success on the next thing that they try to do. And it's got to be the next thing. This is no banking or anything. Players who are following along at home, you can let us know. We don't have somebody monitoring the comments. Excuse me, we don't have somebody monitoring the comments here, unfortunately. But let us know, and whenever we find out that you've called me out on it, I will grant the next player or whoever should be the beneficiary of it, that we determine, a freebie, a freebie on any of this stuff. That's pretty much it. A real quick recap. Last time our players were back in Bree, and they have been put on a quest to go recover the Sceptre of Annúminas by Elrond in Rivendell. All the characters came together from their various walks of life. They returned to Bree because Bree is on the way to Annúminas, which is the city, the lost, sunken city of the lost kingdom of Arnor, up to the north on the shores of Lake Evendim, where it has sunken beneath the waters for the most part. And that is where it has been determined that the scepter is sitting, and it will be borne by the new king of a reunited Gondor and Arnor someday. Who could that be? You know, this is set about 5 years after The Hobbit, so it's set decades before The Lord of the Rings. That's the situation that we're in right now. You guys went back to Bree. You've been tailed by ghosts and enemies, and you investigated a local crime boss who was trying to sneak and spy upon young Master Finnegan Proudfeet, played by Hugh, our hobbit here. His identity of the person who sent that spy was confirmed earlier. You guys were following up on it, so you staked out his trading post in town. You determined that he had done some foul play against some merchants from Lake Town, and you guys waited until nightfall and delved into the place to try to recover any evidence of this, try to find out what was up, after also interrogating one of his spooked associates who is not cool with foul play. Anyway, you guys got into some scraps. You guys took some lumps getting down there. You guys fought some of the hillmen of Rudauer there and goblins that are teamed up with this guy's organization. And you guys won, but there's still some stuff going on upstairs. Remember, you guys are down in the basement of this trading post place where you guys fought the guys that were down there, including the crime boss himself, Bill Trunchbull. Finn, I believe you took an arrow to the side on that and got wounded pretty badly during the fight. You're still up, though. But anyway, you guys triumphed over your opponents, but remember, there were still some guys that were up on the surface waiting for you guys to emerge, essentially. Bats in the sky and all sorts of stuff. For those who are joining us for the first time here, I'm just going to get right into it. You can certainly watch on the same YouTube channel. You can see our 2 previous chapters, and we encourage you to check those out. But if everyone is set, everybody give me some thumbs up to say that you guys are ready. You guys are in the chat and the roll and stuff. We got thumbs. We got thumbs. We got thumbs. Does Kóna have a thumb? Kona's got a thumb too. All right. We're doing our rolls here in Discord. So I'm just making sure that I got all the programs up. It seems like I do. Here we go. Okay. You guys defeat Bill and the Hillman there. The Hillman goes down, and I can't remember I can't remember if you guys decided to spare him or slay him. Does somebody remember that first off? Does anybody remember how that ended? Getting some no's. Well, I allow that determination to be made now then, because we were in a rush at the end anyway. What do you guys think?
So we're downstairs in that
you guys
are
area. You guys are downstairs in Bill Trunchbull's underground cellars beneath his great hall there that you guys discovered in the course of your guys' investigation. You will remember that you discovered bodies, ill-gotten goods clearly stolen from these merchants there. So you've uncovered the bodies. You've habeased the corpuses. Okay. They have been habeased. Okay.
And so we've captured a hillman.
If you want to, it's up to you guys. Mercy or capture. What it was saying. Damrod, I think you're muted.
I think we were going to let him live.
Yeah.
He says mercy. And what does Kóna say?
I believe we were going to let him live because we needed evidence, correct? We needed him to account his story.
We tie his butt up.
All right. Bill and the Hillman are duly tied up. The other enemies in the room you dispensed with. Here, I am going to say, is what happens. You guys emerge, and there's 2 exits that you guys know of here. You guys find a third. In the back chamber there, you can open a door up, and it actually leads to the other building. You guys will remember, Damrod, that you saw a guy go into one building that's a different building on the compound. He came up into the building that you guys have gone into that took you down to this basement. Your ranger sense of direction indicates to you that that would probably lead to the other building there, a passageway leading that way. You don't, I think you're still muted, man.
Dang it. I think that it'd be a good idea to go to the store or the other building, so that way, because they're expecting us to come out of this central building and they're looking for us here. So,
how do your comrades feel about that?
I'm down with that.
Good. Nods from everybody else. Okay. It looks like we've got some general assent on that. Okay. So here's what you guys do. You guys are hearing steps coming from the other direction in which you came. So you guys book it. You grab your two prisoners there and you book it through the other thing. You do not meet with resistance through this passageway. Anything you're going to do to cover yourselves, escape, anything that you guys want to try to do in that regard.
Is there anything we can leave in the trail behind us to either booby trap it or at least
close the door maybe behind us?
Could we like
for sure?
I was gonna say maybe we could like tear down the structure, but that would probably not help in our quest for evidence. So if people need to see what this was.
Good point. Probably not a good idea to.
I am a fan of destruction though. So
okay. Well, I'm gonna say it's excuse me. It's a double door there, and it's got a bar lock on it behind you. You guys can throw the lock. It probably won't hold people that are determined to get through it for very long, though. Any other ways that you guys want to try to block it? And real quick, because, you know.
Boxes. Just everybody throw boxes.
Yeah, I mean, I say throw the bar lock and then push. If there's something in that hallway, then just push it up again.
You guys just want to grab some stuff? All right, you guys grab like some chairs and some barrels, and you just drag them in through the door, shut the door, throw the bar lock, pile all the stuff there real quick. And
that way at least we hear a racket if they're making some headway on us.
You guys delay them in that manner as best you can, and then you guys rush over to the other building. It doesn't take you guys long to run through the tunnel there. It's dark, but there are no, and it's cramped, but not for a dwarf and a hobbit certainly, but for you tall folk, it's a little cramped. But the going is not difficult. You guys get there, you mount some stairs that lead up inside the store there, and you find a dark, abandoned, lights off, door shut, small storage area there. You guys come up through a hatch, and you're in there. As you do, you see the skies are still blanketed with these crow creatures. There's probably a dozen of them, and they're the big ones, right? They're these Krebane that you guys saw before. They're like hobbit-sized. They're huge, huge as far as birds are concerned, and they're flapping and like shrieking and making a racket. They're angry, and Dernhild, here's what you see. There were, I believe, 3, I think, enemies that were still up when you headed inside the building. And as they were, you left Firefoot above ground and ran to help your excuse me, to help your comrades. You now that you've done that, you see Firefoot's getting chased around by the birds and by the men who are trying to lasso him and everything. That's happening. He hasn't been caught yet, but that's what's going on right now. What do you guys want to do?
Can you call Firefoot over here? I guess we don't want to give away our position right now, but it'd be nice if we could get.
Right. If the consensus is that we don't want to give away our position, I think.
Like how many men though? Do you think Firefoot can? I mean,
say what?
I mean, if you're fine with Firefoot just fending for himself, we can go. Or I mean, how many dudes are there? Like, do we think we can take him? I mean, if you think he's fine, then let's just skedaddle.
Or if we could like, if there's not a lot of them, if we could like, hide, and if you had a whistle that Firefoot would respond to, we could like lead those guys into an ambush when they come chasing him.
I like that idea. I'm sure that I have a whistle for Firefoot that sounds like a woodland creature and not like a human.
So
I think that you can give it a try. I'm going to say that this, with all the racket and stuff, we are going to roll for that. So if we're saying you guys are going to try to split out, let's say, the back of this building, and if you'll recall, I don't have the map up again, I'm sorry, but it is right near the edge of this. And if you guys get going, you're like right on the edge and you can head into town where it would be very easy for you guys to slip away. If that is what you would like to do, you can attempt to do that. Dernhild, I'm going to have you roll for the horse. Is that what you guys want to do for sure? That's
I think
good.
so.
All right. If we're all committed to that, Dernhild, go ahead and let's see. You're whistling. I'm going to go ahead and say that that would be a Constitution roll on that. Go ahead and roll and add your Constitution. There's a lot of crap happening outdoors though. So I'm going to say, what's that?
Ooh.
Okay, here's the thing. I said I was going to say roll with disadvantage, because of so much noise. So Firefoot does not hear you. And at this point, he's getting swarmed by the guys. They are going to throw the lasso over him or something very soon. I'll let you whistle loud enough for sure to get him over to you. It'll reveal your position, though. What do you want to do?
Well,
are my comrades willing to risk that?
Dernhild asked, like, my horse. Are you willing to help me?
If I see an animal getting mistreated, I'm gonna do something about it. I'm not happy with that. So
yeah,
Hobbit in me doesn't like people picking on the horse, even if the horse is like 8 times my size and could crush me.
Save the horse for Dunedain.
All right, Damrod. Everybody with a ranged attack. Damrod and everyone. Like Dernhild's got a ranged attack too. Guys, roll attacks. Roll attacks with your bows if you have them.
Oh, well, if I
no
actually did the
spaces
syntax. No, I wrote. Just don't look at what I already wrote, okay? Just look at the new one. Somehow, I rolled a 26.
Wait, what the fuck?
Oh, Emily, you rolled in the wrong thing there. I'll take your 16, though, for sure. All right, 16 from Dernhild. Good Lord, you guys. All right.
Oh, I didn't do mine yet. I messed up. Where's Discord? Okay, I couldn't find it.
Boom, man, you guys are hitting. All right, guys. The lowest anybody rolled was a 16, and Damrod rolled a 26. You guys pull your ranged weapons out, and in a hail of arrows from you guys shoot like 2 Crebanes out of the air. You guys, one of Bill's henchmen there was an adventurer, but then he took your specific arrow in the knee.
Uh-oh.
This Firefoot comes charging toward Dernhild as she whistles at the top of her rohiric lungs here. And he rushes towards you, and I'm going to say that if you want to, you can do the Legolas saddle swing into the horse.
Yes.
All right. Whoosh. Into the horse's saddle. All right, that was a devastating attack there. There are a lot of these crow creatures, though. Here is what I'm going to say, however. Things look bad for a second as these things come barreling down on you guys. Damrod, suddenly you hear a sound. It is a sound not unlike the death throes of the giraffe. And suddenly, more arrows come sailing out of the darkness. Hawktail and 2 other Dunedain Rangers, silver stars on their left shoulders, on their cloaked hoods, come out of the darkness and start laying down fire on these guys too. And the birds are driven off, and the human henchmen are injured and hapless, and you guys immediately head into town with your guys. Here's what the next stage of the adventure will have to be. You guys have broken up an illegal ring. You guys have found evidence of foul play of these lake men who were the lost first merchant caravan, and there's a second merchant caravan of lake men in there with whom Kóna had discussions earlier. here's what happens. You guys go to the police or the constabulary or whatever you would call it in Bree. Tolkien is never, yeah, I mean, Tolkien's never particularly clear on how any of this, the day-to-day administration of these small towns ever works. But anyway, you go to the thief taker general or whatever you would call it, and they're like, what's going on? What's happening? And immediately, like, because it's not that big of a city, like the lake men immediately hear about this. The dwarves from the Iron Hills that Kóna also spoke with immediately hear of this. The other people in town immediately hear of this. Oh, and the morning comes by and you guys are all dragged before the Lord Mayor again. This time you guys are like pointing, the lake men are like, these guys killed our guys, because I'm assuming you guys share the information that you found with them. You found your dead kinsmen and stuff. Okay.
Right,
So
guys?
the Lord Mayor sees mobs of people coming in here. You guys at the head of them, and Bill in, manacled, I guess, probably from Finn's manacles, right? And the Hillman and everything. The Hillman is shouting in unintelligible language here, cursing and spitting and kicking and biting and not cooperating whatsoever with these civilized men and their bright weapons, and he wants nothing to do with any of you. I'm going to go ahead and just say to you guys, you're not going to be able to sweat him. He's not going to give up any information, but he's in the custody of the authorities now. Here's what happens. Court is brought into session. The Lord Mayor sits in judgment, and he says, this is civil unrest. This is violence. This is disorderly conduct. Young Finnegan Proudfeet, you've again caused civil blood to make civil hands unclean. What is going on here?
We didn't cause any of this. This has been happening here without us. We just discovered it. There's dead bodies in that basement, man.
All right. So you present the evidence of the dead bodies and everything. Here's the situation. Well, I'm going to say, Finn, I'm going to give you advantage on this because you have freaking evidence. Go ahead and use either your traditions, your charisma, your persuasion, whatever is like the highest there as far as what you think, the way you want to present this to the court, and just speak on behalf of, like, we've proven this and we busted up.
Sure.
We busted up an illegal operation, and we're just going to see kind of how things shake out.
Sure. All right. Let's see. I can do +3, I think, is the highest modifier I could get on
Roll
this.
it. Boom. Is that another 16?
Yeah, looks like it.
All right. Okay. Man, you guys are getting your good luck out of the way early. I like that.
Mhm.
I start hitting you guys real bad there. Okay. You're still injured from before. You're still like, covered in the blood of your foes and yourself alike. You know what I mean? And you present this evidence there. Immediately, the Lord Mayor starts to see that he's not going to be able to bark you down, right? Like, uh-oh, did they have a case? Now what am I going to do or something? And you see that there's clearly some, not necessarily loyalty, but there's some self-interest in not having Bill swing. You know what I mean? So then the Lord Mayor's like, well, how do we know that it wasn't this Hillman that was, putting this stuff there or planting it on Bill's stuff, or one of his subordinates doing it? It could be any one of his subordinates that were doing that instead or whatever.
Yeah.
You guys will remember that you have old Rob with you, and he escaped, I believe, during the thing and ran off. He does not appear to be in evidence now. So the question that I have for you guys is, does one of you attempt to try to go find him?
Yeah, I'll track him.
All right. Damrod, roll survival for tracking.
Okay. Oh, I did it again. Sorry.
It happens.
Don't look.
We are all working the kinks out as we
Oh,
whole thing. Oh, an 8. Okay. All right. A pretty rough roll there. Okay. Well, here's what. I'm gonna go ahead and say what about Rob? What does Rob roll? Oh no, Rob rolled a 17 to get away from you. All right. Things are rough. Things are rough, and you're watched by the authorities, and Rob slips away, and he is not going to be a witness for you guys. He's afraid that whatever may transpire, he'll end up in a noose, or your guys' case won't be strong enough. So he's off. He's out.
Well, we did find Bill talking to the Hillmen, and they were having like a conversation, like a friendly conversation almost, or a business conversation.
All right. This is difficult for you guys to prove. Bill clams up. He denies everything. He's like, I've never seen any of this stuff in my life. This is terrible, and everything. So I'll remind you guys. Finn, go ahead, make an intelligence check, straight up intelligence check right now, before I see what may or may not be. You might not immediately recall there. 5. All right. Oh. I'm not going to tell that you didn't fail anything. I'm just going to say nothing immediately occurs to you. But here's what you guys have recovered as far as physical evidence. There's the bodies. There's the stuff in the basement that was stolen, right? The possessions stripped off these poor dead people. You also have a ledger that you guys recovered from the basement. It's handwritten. And it's a handwritten ledger, and it's got stuff in there that looks very much like it's adding up everything that these guys have stolen or smuggled or done whatever. But it is written in such a way that it's not incriminating, right? It's written in thieves' cant, or it's written like a grocery list. But you guys know what it is. It's just you're going to need to find some way of proving what it is. Then you saw the guy who was tailing you originally. He was working in the shop there. He was tailing you on the day that you were being tailed by Bill's men. Damrod watched him go in and out of the basement and stuff. You have a handwritten bill of sale, like a receipt or something from him from when you were getting your drinks at the table there on the day that you guys were scoping the place out. Those are the things that you guys have that are physical, that you can point to and say, this is what I have. Any other circumstantial stuff, you guys will roll to make yourself convincing enough and everything. So how do you guys want to go about this? And to give you a clear view of what your objective is, the mayor's hands aren't clean in this and everything. He's obviously pushing against you because he's gotten his palms greased by Bill all these years, right? He's probably afraid Bill has something on him. And then you've got Bill as a potential thorn in your side now, too, if you guys don't make sure to do anything on it. So any ideas for how to put this evidence together? Any ideas for what you want to say to the authorities? And we'll do this real quick before you guys hit the road again. Thoughts?
Well, I know that I can't really roll for this because I have negatives to charisma, so I don't think it's a good idea for me.
Can you tell me what you're thinking about, and I'll make the case to the group? Well,
no wrong answers.
Yeah, well, we have the notes, and we have that guy.
Do we straight want to go up and do the whole shtick of the lawyer? Is this your handwriting, sir? And then
you can. You absolutely can. Who wants to do that?
I have negative charisma.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's say if charisma isn't your guys' necessary strong suit, are there another means that you guys could try to do it and everything? Dernhild, for instance, is pretty intimidating, and if she knows that she's in the right, she could, for instance, try to walk up and use her emissary authority and everything. And
I was gonna say, if putting together the evidence doesn't work, which seems like it might not, since this is obviously a corrupt judge, I was just gonna go for explaining that I ride throughout Middle Earth representing the mark. And one of the things I do is determine who is the duly appointed, the in charge authority in each place that I go. And I would be, I would regret having to explain to other surrounding leaders that Bree is is a lawless place without a leader, and is basically a non-state actor run by a crime boss.
There you go. All right,
And
I'm going to go ahead.
government.
What's Dernhild's best non-physical stat? Like, what's your intelligence, wisdom, charisma? What's the best one you got going for you on those?
Wisdom, I have a +1. I've got something. If I go down to my skills,
yes,
I've got a +1 for persuasion, so +1 for either of those.
Go ahead and say that you'll try with persuasion and everything,
okay,
and just try to say it's like an intimidation persuasion type deal. 14 ain't bad. Okay, on a 14, you present some pretty interesting, like some pretty compelling, like you guys are not running things properly here and everything. And here's the thing, you do that, and you guys will recall you have some foreign actors in the room here at the same time. The Lake Men are there, and they are not happy. And the Iron Hill dwarves are there too, and they're interested in this, and they're invested in the town, right? So because of that, some of the locals there are like, oh, I don't know, or something. But others of the locals who are like, I don't like Bill and I don't like the Lord Mayor, are like, yeah. And then the Lake Men are like, yeah. And like the dwarves are like, you know. And so this is a very convincing display considering the crowd you're playing to right here. So because of this, Finn, she's bought you some time. Roll your intelligence again. Straight up intelligence check again. You're thinking furiously while she's buying you guys some time here and trying to win the room. Whoop, try again. 14 as well. All right. Finn, the handwriting in the ledger and the handwriting on the receipt are the same. Okay, it's the same guy. The guy who was tailing you is also the guy who's been keeping the ledger on the stuff that they've been stealing. Okay, so he's a guy you might want to sweat. You know what I'm saying? How are you going to do it?
Is
and
he?
He's there. Every one of Bill's associates have been dragged in right now.
Okay. Do I recognize him? I assume
you recognize him as the guy who was tailing you the day that you first met Damrod and Hawktail.
Okay. I am going to whisper to my comrades that that's who the guy is, and let them make a more intimidating announcement about it.
All right. I'm going to say, Dernhild, you've got the attention of the room still. All right. Finn quickly whispers this.
Yeah, I'm just going to like in your ear be like, oh, by the way, that guy.
Yeah. So do you want to try to lean on this guy and get him to admit anything? You know?
Yes, I would like to do that.
I think she might be paused, you guys. Catherine, are you there?
I heard her say yes.
Hello? Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear you when you said yes.
Sorry,
okay, go ahead. Go ahead from the top. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say yes. I would like to lean on the guy and see if we can get him to crack.
Do you have any intimidation skill there or not?
Let me check.
One of the things on your sheet? It would be, usually it's charisma, but.
Yeah, no, I don't have intimidation.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna let you try to do. What's your toughest physical trait? What's your tough? Is that your dexterity or your strength? What do you got going on there?
Strength.
Strength is your toughest one. All right, go ahead. I'm gonna say you are going to try to get in his face and be like, this, you're the one who's been, writing this stuff down, like, I know that you're, or something like that, and just get in his face. Go ahead and roll with strength. And you're just going to try to scare the bejesus out of him to see if he just cracks in front of everybody. The crowd is turning in your guys' favor. Oh, that is a 20. That's a 20. Well, Dernhild did so well that I'm going to owe $20. So anyway, let me write that down here. before I
forget. I won't let you forget.
I know you won't, but
I will remind you every day.
Dernhild, bad cop. That's the note I'm going to put on that. That's going to note that the note I'm going to put in the check register there. Okay. Dernhild goes bad cop on this guy and like immediately gets in his face, all 6 feet of her right in his face and everything, and like thrusts the ledger and the thing and be like, this is your writing. You're there. You were sitting there counting those bodies. And he goes like, and he cracks and he admits, he says like, yes, you know, I had to count them and everything. Like, it's clear, and Finn, you would have known this from when he was tailing you in the market. It's clear that he's not like a violent guy. He's a sneak, and he's a ne'er-do-well, and he's not somebody who's like gonna knife you in the middle of the dark or something like that. And he cracks. And when this evidence turns, the lake men get really loud and really like and stuff, and the mayor gets extremely nervous at this point. Kóna, you there? Emily might be.
Yes.
Okay, you're here. Okay. I was going to ask because we haven't had you do anything in a little bit here. Kóna, you're there. You see the dwarves. You see the lake men. You're somebody else who's not from here and everything, and you kind of have worked your way sort of into their good graces and everything. Go ahead and do a perception check if you have perception, or just a wisdom check if you don't have the perception skill, and see what you're able to get off of the mayor there, because you've sort of been the quietest and the one watching
yes.
the most often here.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
No problem.
I just have I don't have anything exciting.
16 is pretty exciting though.
Okay.
All right. You perceive with some insight there, some perception, that the mayor is at fault for something that might be in that ledger there. If you guys want to try to drag this out a little bit, you guys can put his ass in a sling too, if you guys want. Otherwise, you guys can cut bait here, having definitely put Bill and his associates in the noose, and you guys can continue. But I'll leave it up to you guys there. You know,
well, I'm hoping to come back here someday and live peacefully. So if that mayor is still in power and knows that I screwed up his whole business, things are probably not going to be very good for me when I get back. So
one possibility, yes.
If we could wrap this up cleanly for all involved, that would probably have a better return for me later on.
All right. Okay. Finn, you get that insight right there, thinking to yourself, how are you going to act to try to get this across? You know that what's important is what's in the ledger, and how are we going to prove that what's in it shows that there's been bad stuff happening? You know, now you've sweat the guy and he's admitted like, yeah, this is a thing, and yeah, I'm the guy who wrote it and stuff, and yeah, it was for Bill and everything like that. So, you know, you want to keep hammering on that point? Do you want to try to start sweating the mayor? You know, how do you guys want to do that?
Did we see anything during our trip to the basement that seemed like it had a connection to the mayor, something that like we know that he's involved in or know that he has an interest in? Like, is there anything down there that we would say like, oh, that's interesting, I know he's got an interest in this type of business, or what, like, was there any evidence down there that would have stood out to me as unique to the mayor?
You guys got a good view of everything that was down there. So I'm going to go ahead and say, Finn, go ahead and roll a wisdom check there and see if something catches your memory.
Okay.
Something catches onto your memory that you can point toward right there. 8. All right. You're not gonna remember anything off the top of your head. Does anyone else have any other kind of means that they want to use to try to pull the mayor into this? Anybody else have any ideas at all? And if you guys don't have an idea, you guys can try an intelligence check for your character to see if something immediately sparks. You guys can try a wisdom check to see if anything that you saw is a detail you recall. You know.
Let me do an intelligence check.
Go for it. What do we got? Oh, sorry, that's a exclamation point, not a hashtag.
Yeah. I thought I was
rolling. 18. Okay. All right, Kóna, you are a dwarf lady of distinction, right? And you know dwarvish stuff when you see dwarvish stuff. The mayor is wearing a piece of dwarvish jewelry. What would it be? I would say it's like a lapel pin or something like that, and it's like a bit of dwarvish finery and everything. The type of thing that the dwarves of Erebor would make and sell to tourists, right? It's the most amazing piece of jewelry that anybody in this town owns, and it's like whatever. Like the dwarves would just knock this off in an afternoon when they're not busy watching the kids. You saw a bunch of that same stuff down in the basement. You do not see anybody else wearing that kind of thing down here. Kóna immediately points this out and says, like, why is the Lord Mayor wearing one of those same things that I saw down in the thing or whatever? Hush immediately falls over the room. The Ironfoot dwarf, the Iron Hills dwarves, the Dane Ironfoot dwarves are immediately like, yeah, why is some guy, I'm tall folk here, I'm dwarvish jewelry. This is not, blah, 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 you know, and they're like, all right, whatever. And the Lord Mayor's like, no, I don't know what's going on here or something like that. Immediately, the Lake Men are like, we're going back to the place and we're going to drag stuff out of the basement there and see if it matches the thing. And everyone's like, calm down and everything. Some guys, some of the authorities do go back there. They do drag some of the stuff out. And there's a bunch of hemming and hawing and everything. Which one of you? All right, Finn, the Lord Mayor. There's a recess. Immediately, the court's like, court's in recess or something like that. Finn, the Lord Mayor, approaches you privately in back there. Your friends are around you and stuff. And he says, like, you know, can we talk in private and everything? You know, you and me, young Proudfeet. Come, let's work this out.
Without any of these guys?
Without any of those guys, you and me, man to hobbit. You're not in any physical danger, as the DM will tell you.
Right.
You're not in any physical danger. Okay. He pulls you in back and he basically says, like, listen, I cannot, like, listen, you win, okay? You win. How can I make it worth your while that we drop this line of inquiry right here?
So do I know what he's into now? Did we figure that out?
Basically, you know that he's been on the take, right? Like Bill's been paying him under the table to let his smuggling continue. And now, like, he's not involved in like murdering merchants or trying to stall your guys' quest. He just was an unwitting pawn of this criminal organization. And he's clearly gotten in over his head, realizes that now he's going to be implicated in the broader stuff and that he's going to swing too unless he cuts a deal with you guys to lay off of him.
Right.
You know?
So I just ask him, like, why should I go easy on you? You've been screwing with us since we got into town. And
he says, I'm sorry. It's my job as the mayor to try to protect the folks of the town here. And I didn't know what you were into. I didn't know what was going on. And I didn't realize that Bill was doing these things. You know that I'm not a man who would ever condone the murder of merchants coming in here. Like, he's putting the emphasis on like merchants that are giving us money. You know what I mean? Like, Why would I kill merchants that are giving this police money? I did not realize and everything that was what was going on. I will speed your guys' quest along. I will not stand in the way, and you will be a man of distinction here in Bree. There's no reason to throw all of this into chaos. So that's kind of his thing to you right there. Like, hey, let's not rattle the cage or shake the waters here or anything.
Does he seem sincere when he's saying that he didn't want to kill anybody?
That part seems to you to be sincere, and you gather that like the shadow is not operating through him. He is a chump who is just All
right. Well, I'm gonna be honest with him and tell him that I the best I can do is bring it to my comrades and see what they think, because part of me just wants to move along with our quest, but then the other part of me does feel a little slighted and feels, like I'm not happy that the mayor of my town has been, on the take, and even though you didn't mean to, you didn't order anybody to be killed, it did happen on your watch because you were letting this guy do whatever he wanted. So this is on you.
All right.
I'm just gonna tell them, like, I'll go see what they think, but these guys are diplomats, so they're gonna have a different opinion. So I'd like to hear it.
All right, that's what he says. Okay, so that he says, like, I can't do any better than that. So you go back. I'm assuming you relate all of this to your comrades, guys. How does the company feel about this? What do you guys think?
Because my take on
well,
it.
we can't upset an economy,
Oh no, yeah.
Well, we can't upset an economy.
No,
we just gotta let it,
definitely.
Is there not a second, like an assistant mayor in place? Why do we have to rely on this ding dong?
Well, there's a line of succession, surely. One assumes, right? It probably goes to what? Do you think the Corporation Council of Bree Land or something like that?
Yeah, probably.
Who do you think? The city manager?
Nice little co-op.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bree is a strong mayor model or something like that. I don't know. I'm just gonna start making jokes about middling municipal level government here because I used to be a city hall reporter once upon a time. How's Dernhild feel about it? How's Kóna feel about it? What do you guys think?
Now we still have.
Did you freeze or?
Oh, hang on. I think you're
muted.
You can't hear you.
You muted.
Yeah, or I'm not picking up your audio anyway. It doesn't say you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry about that.
You were frozen for me for a while.
Okay, we were having a bit of a thing. Start from the top there, please.
Sorry. So we still have Bill here alive and tied up, correct?
Yes, we do. He's going to the jailhouse now, as they say.
Right. Well, if the Lord Mayor wants to smooth this over, a way to make that happen might be to let us have some time to question Bill alone. That's what I would suggest.
Maybe. And that would be something that would be an important bargain for him because he does not want you guys to know more of what Bill knows. He's happy to throw Bill in a jail cell and get away. So that would be an ask that would be a reasonable thing to ask him as far as like something that costs you something, something that costs me something. That would not be a bad bargain to make.
I'm good with that.
Are you guys, how's the rest of you guys good with it? All right. Finn, you go back to him and you basically say, like, listen, we want to sweat this guy, we want to know and everything. And then we'll call it. Are you going to say, if you let us do this, we'll call it even? Or what do you want to say?
Yeah, I'll say if you let us go through with that, we will stop pushing back on this right now. But if you keep on doing what you're doing and it comes back to us again, we're not going to let you off so easy.
Then so shall it be, says no problem. And he immediately goes into the court there and he says he gives a fiery judgment in front of everybody. He makes sure to like really beat the thing, like Bill Trunchbull henceforth is blah, 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 like just like whatever. There are sentence. I don't even know. It seems like death sentences are like not really as much of a thing in Tolkien, so they're gonna lock him in the Presidio for a long time. Okay, that's basically how that's going to go. All of his trading post is seized. His employees are, thrown in the stockade, all this stuff. And then you guys get some time alone with him. We don't need to roll or anything like this for this. You guys head in. You guys intimidate him. You guys put the tongs to him. You guys demand in the name of the Valar to know what's going on. And I'll give you this one for free. He reveals everything that the Shadow knows about your quest in town here.
What?
Okay. you guys, well, that he knows
Sneaky spy.
that
Yeah,
he
no,
knows
no.
they know, right? Because they
Yeah.
were clearly using him to try to spy on you guys because, his dude was tailing Finn earlier. He says that the Hillmen reached out to him. They wanted him to tell them of tales of goings on in Bree, and they promised him gold and riches and things in return. They promised him more in exchange for him doing more, and eventually it all started adding up to spying on citizens and kidnap and murder and everything, right? And he's like crying and everything and sniveling to you guys as he reveals this. He says they kept promising more. They just kept giving me more, and it seemed to make sense. And the way that they spoke to me made sense and sounded pleasing and everything. And it sounds like he was bewitched. You're not sure how much you believe him on that. You think that he was pretty rotten to begin with, and it didn't take too much to push him over. And he says they know the following. They know that a hobbit has a book from Old Numenor. The book from Old Numenor contains things in it that pertain to the old kingship. It doesn't, he says that he never breathes a word about a scepter or anything. Okay. And he doesn't breathe a word about Annúminas, where you guys are going either. Those things he does not mention. All he says is they know that the book has stuff and that it pertains to the line of kings, to the old line of kings. And they will stop at absolutely nothing to know whatever it is that they can about where the old line of kings is or who it is now, or if a scion of Elendil is alive and where that person is. Like Sauron and his agents, like I'll bust the language out for this because it does warrant it. They fucking hate the line of Elendil, and they will stop at nothing to uproot it and destroy it and completely erase any chance that the reunited kingdom of men could rise again. Their strongest terms, Sauron hates these guys. That is, they now know that you've been to Rivendell and back, and that you're clearly with a group of people here. They have the most basic of information on each of your companions, the most basic, okay, and nothing else really. They know that the woman of Rohan is here. They don't know her name. They know a dwarf of Erebor is here. They don't know you're a woman. They know that a ranger of the Dunedain is here, and they don't know who this ranger of the Dunedain is. And there is buzzing about, like, could he be the chief? Could he be related to the chief of the Dunedain or whatever? Damrod, your ears prick up and everything. That's all they know. And now, Finn, obviously they have your name because this dude was after you and everything, right? And tattled on you and everything. So you, ironically, are the one they know the most about. They know where your house is. They know who you are. They know you're from Bree, and they know that you have the book that has something about the kings of the line of Elendil in it. But they don't know where you're going, why you're going there, or what you're doing. That's what's up. So that is what the bad guys know. And because you guys did this side quest, you found out what the bad guys know about you. So with that, I guess I'm going to say this quest is completed. You guys take another long rest here in Bree. You'll have to. You guys got the crap kicked out of you there at the end. I'm going to say you guys recover all of your hit points and everything and your abilities. You guys are back and better than ever. And there is much not rejoicing, but there's much, I guess, congratulation and goodwill on the part of the Lakemen who are in town here, because they say we cannot express our gratitude. You guys found justice for our slain kinsmen. You guys, put in the noose the man who had their murder and everything. You have the loyalty of the Lakemen evermore, and each of you guys are going to get 5 gold pieces from the guy.
What?
Which is quite a bit of money in this case. They basically take the stuff that their kinsmen have there, and they're like, we're taking the family heirlooms and stuff, and we're selling what they should have sold, but anything else that we don't have any particular use for, you guys can have, and with our deepest and sincerest thanks. So you guys get 5 gold each, which is quite a sum of money in this game.
Yeah.
And then Dernhild, you in particular get a gift from
I
them.
think I'm gonna retire.
Right.
Spend
Anyway,
the rest of my life in luxury.
It's quite a bit of money. But I mean, there's only so much you can do with 5 gold in Bree. It's a society that doesn't have a great deal of. There's just very little in the way of better gear, for instance. Anyhow,
there's plenty of pipeweed to spend it on.
There is. Exactly. Dernhild, there are some men of the lake, and one of them is related to the Bardings, actually. And he's one of the kinsmen of one of the guys who was slain, one of the merchants who was slain. And he says, my lady, you could be dealing more damage with your ranged weapon. So he hands you a great bow, and it's one of the ones from there. And that is going to give you, instead of 1d6 damage, it's going to give you 1d8 damage there. And all the other stats, as far as what you would roll to hit and everything, are all the same. But it is higher damage on that. Dernhild is now packing the best bow she can have for a low-level character there. And that's basically it for right now. What do we got here? It's about almost 7:30 here, and at this point, you guys are going to hit the road out of town, unless there is anything else that you want to do in Bree while you are here. Anything at all? Well, somebody's.
No,
there you go.
I thought I was muted. No, I don't have anything. Sorry, my cat is doing this thing where he's pretending to like really want to be petted. He's like purring and rubbing on everything, but then when I pet him, he tries to bite me.
Man, it's hot and cold with those cats, man. I'm telling you,
he's being a little crazy right now.
I
don't need anything, so we could just get on the road.
What's up with Finn?
I'd like to swing by my house and grab some more provisions. I think there's some cheese that's going to go bad if I don't pack
Definitely.
it along. And also, I'm just going to go ahead and admit to the group right now that while we were in Rivendell, I was planning on, since we were coming back here, and you promised me that I could make the choice, I was going to just stay here and say, see you guys later. Mm-hmm. But now that I see how important this is, I decided that it's best to come with you. And not only that, but I suspect that if this doesn't get wrapped up soon, that even if they know that I don't have the book anymore, someone may come and rough me up, if for nothing than to, use me as bait for you guys or whatever, since they have seen us. So I'm coming with, against my better judgment. But should we, since we know they know where I live and they sent a damn ghost wolf to my house to come sneaking around, should we leave some stuff like a misleading clue on, if we had like a map or some sort of scribbled notes or something that might, if someone came and ransacked my place and saw something, maybe they would be like, this is where they're going next. So I'd like to, see if the group wanted to throw some crap around my house to throw any people off the scent.
You can attempt to do some kind of weird, crazy forgery or whatever. This would actually be the scholar's forte. So here's what you will try to do. Go ahead and if you have anything like a knowledge skill like history or any of those type of things, like history or that kind of stuff. Any one of the things that's like, it's like one of the knowledge skills that comes from intelligence on your sheet, anything like that. Take a look at one of those that you think would be.
Would lore work?
Lore would work great. Go ahead and make a lore roll. I'm going to say Kóna's going to give you a hand at that. Oh my goodness. That's a 19. That's almost a crit. Okay. Here is what you do. You scatter some other books that are Numenor adjacent or something around your place, and you pull out some parchment and a map of this part of Eriador, and you scribble lines all over it, and you send these fools down into the Old Forest or something, or into the Barrow Downs or the Trollshaws or somewhere that is nowhere remotely where you guys are going, just in the absolute opposite direction, like Austin Tharbat or something like that. I probably said that wrong. Just the wrong way, and you scatter it around your house, and then you go around and you plunder your larder, and you open up your stuff, and you just make it look like, oh, I packed for a big long journey and everything, and then you leave that stuff lying around there. And I'm going to say that is pretty effective. So with that, you guys will get going. I'm going to go ahead and say 7:30. There's a little bit of preparation that I can do here. If we take a 5-minute break, break here, and then come back, and then we'll head on to the next part of the adventure.
Yeah.
Everybody sound good on that? All right. And Hugh, you guys, you give your speech and say, my friends, I'm on the thing. Go ahead and give us the fellowship theme as you guys ride forth out of town here heroically on your adventure. And we will be back in 5 minutes, folks. right, folks. As soon as I start seeing some folks come back, we'll come back. So just as a reminder, the company of the Sceptre here is off trying to get the Sceptre of Annúminas, which is going to be one of the 3 treasures of the king of a reunited Gondor and Arnor. And so that means that we are going to be heading north of Bree. Check your Middle-earth maps. It's real. And they're going to be heading off to Lake Evendim, which, as we know, along the southern shore lies the sunken Arnorian city of Annúminas, which is where our folks are going to be headed. We've got G-Jog back here in just a bit. Today's adventure is brought to you by a disappearing bottle of Independence Harbor Amber Ale, which Catherine selected for us. We got 3 out of 4 back. We're just waiting for Hugh to hop back on here, and then we'll get going. Get going here in just a little bit. In the meantime, I'm sorry that I didn't realize that the Springfield Old Capitol Art Fair was going to be this weekend. Of course, the pandemic has canceled that. I did not have enough time to reach out to local artists here and ask them if they would perhaps like to display their work or solicit commissions here. But if you are watching and you know somebody who is looking for art commissions and draws things like characters or fantasy stuff, and they do things like character portrait commissions or anything, we're certainly very interested in that. I'm certainly very interested. I was trying to get in touch with one artist I know, and I haven't gotten that. Oh, yeah, you know what? That's a great idea. Catherine points out that we are very fortunate to live right across the street from a prominent local artist here in Springfield. And in addition to the amazing, I wish I had the picture here. Maybe Catherine's got it on her phone or something and can somehow put it up on screen share or something. But we unfortunately had to say goodbye to our ash tree out front. It got hit with the ash borer, and we had to cut him down. Felicia Olin, an amazing artist here in Springfield, whose work appears in many places around town here, did us the amazing kindness of drawing a little woodland creature, a little fantasy woodland creature on the flat surface of our tree stump, and it's magical. And I wish I had a picture of it right now, but Catherine will show us that.
Yeah, she's just been generally art bombing the neighborhood, and it's wonderful.
Yes.
She lives across the street from us, and on her back fence, she now has a gallery, basically.
Yes.
She had a little pop-up, I assume because it was Old State Capitol Art Fair Day. She had a little pop-up behind her fence in the school parking lot yesterday. I saw people coming by. And then I got a message from her that said, check your porch. And I go on the porch, and there are these wonderful things. There's one for each of the kids. We have to decide which one goes with each kid.
And they're just so cute and so amazing. And
this is Judgmental Mermaid. We like it.
We know exactly which kid we're going to give the Judgmental.
Yeah, we kind of do. We won't name.
We do. Yeah, no, but we 100% know who is getting the Judgmental Mermaid.
Do you guys want to see the mini pies I made?
Yes, we do. Hobbits? Yes, we want to see those.
So I saw some fresh rhubarb at the store, so I was like, I'm gonna get that because I've never made anything with rhubarb.
This is perfect.
These tiny little pies.
Isn't that nice?
There's a whole tray of them for you to.
Oh man,
smell.
I could
I'm
go
wafting the smell for you.
I could go for rhubarb pie now too.
Sorry, friends.
We have now reached the shortcomings of virtual socialization.
Of technology, right? We're just not there yet for smell-o-vision.
It happens to a man. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm trying to see here if I can look up one last quick thing here for you guys as we get started. Here we go. All right, as usual, we are going to get started here on the road, and we pick the roles that you guys have there. There's the guide, the scout, the hunter, the lookout. As before, Damrod, you are trained and such that you can fill multiple roles, but we've got 4 characters and we're good to go on that. We decided last time that you were probably best as a guide, just as the way that your proficiencies are, and because you get advantage on your survival roll, I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going here and I'm looking the rules up and everything here once again. This is an interesting layer of the rules that they've added in here. They have you roll for how well you guys set out. They have you roll for how well you show up. And then there are various possible challenges and rolls along the way. I'm going to go ahead and say, Damrod, you go and you roll a D12. And we are looking for, this is about moderate terrain that would make it 2 normally. All right, a 6, and I'm going to say that 6 is going to stand on its own because you guys completed your quest quite satisfactorily, and you learned a lot about the enemies that you're facing and what's going on with that. So we're going to go ahead there and say with a 6. All right. Whether as a result of unfortunate mishaps during cooking, a scarcity of game, a blunder when picking mushrooms, or a need for haste leading to the company simply eating what scraps they have while on the move, the meals eaten during this journey have a tendency to be by turns undercooked, infrequent, burned, tasteless, or just foul. As a result, all members of the company receive a -1 on all skill checks made throughout the journey. So that could have been way worse. It could have been worse. All right. You guys would not have wanted to get like a -2 further than that. But things are going to be a little on the hungry side. Finnegan Proudfeet, this is not what you signed up for, man. This is not what you signed up for.
That's about as bad as it could get for me.
Just pretty much. Pretty much. According to the length on the journey here, there should be about 2 or 3 things that happen along the way. So next, what we're going to do is we have guide, scout, hunter, and lookout. And the way that I believe that those were all put together before was Damrod, you're the guide. Finn, you were going to be the scout. Dernhild, you were going to be the hunter, and then Kóna goes and tries as the lookout. That's how I believe we had stuff divvied up before. Does that track with everybody's memory of how it was? All right. If you guys are fine with the same roles, we can continue then. Are you guys good? Nods and stuff. All right, good. General Ascent. Guide, that would be Damrod. Go ahead and roll your survival skill there, and with advantage, I believe, because of your wonderful rangerness. We're rolling, rolling, rolling. That is a 12, and roll again with advantage there. Oh, look at that. It's another 20.
Critical 20.
20.
Yeah, Ken's up to 40.
Damrod comes in
Damrod.
strong with the nat 20s.
Damrod sucks.
It's a
at symbol guiding. It's always the advantage that gets you, man. It's always the advantage that gets you.
Yeah.
All right. You guys, your pathway there is very astutely picked. We're moving on now to Finn. You're going to be the scout, so in charge of setting up camp, opening new trails, and you're going to rely on stealth or investigation there, whichever is going to be your better skill set there. Go ahead and roll whichever one of those is better for you.
They're both about the same, so let's see here.
Go for it. 7. All right. Yeah. Finnegan's eyes are not piercing through the gloom here. next, we're gonna have Dernhild. You're gonna try the best you can to try to get some food here. These are all supposed to be at -1s, by the way, but we'll see. As in -1, what you normally would, you know. But go ahead and roll naturally. I'll do the math myself.
And what am I rolling?
Oh, I'm sorry. You are. What are you rolling? You are also rolling survival, and if not survival, wisdom. If you don't have a survival skill bubbled in there, yes. And that is, oh no, guys.
This is why we have bad food, I guess.
This is why we're having the cursed here by Sauron. All right. And then lastly, we're going to have Kóna's going to be our lookout in charge of keeping watch. Go on ahead and roll your perception skill on this.
I don't have perception.
Oh, in that case, it would be a wisdom check.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't have that either.
Oh, come on.
-1.
Yeah,
No, I do.
Oh,
it's just minus mana.
All right. Do it. 9. Okay. All right. You guys are kind of, you know, at this point. I am, however, going to say that you guys have horses and everything, right? So Dernhild's horse, you guys, the rest of you are on ponies and horses and such, and you're well supplied and well arrayed. Here's what happens. First off, to back up slightly, Hawktail is there in town. She did not reveal herself during the courtroom during the trial at all. She and her fellow Dunedain split as soon as you guys were out of danger. She meets with you guys as you are leaving, and she says, "Well, she says, fine work, amazing work. You know, we had no idea that Bill Trunchbull was working with the enemy. Like we knew of his dealings, but like that's not the sort of thing that we concern ourselves with, right? Like we aren't cops, we're rangers, you know. So an amazing deed you've all done here. Firstly, young Finnegan Proudfeet, you have started on a fine adventure. You know, like she's given you the hero's journey speech and everything, and she dubs you the company of the Sceptre, da 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 da, da, you know, and everything. You guys do a hero pose, and then you hit the road, and she gives you guys one last bit of explanation, and this clarifies kind of the stuff that you've already heard over at Elrond's. She says, you are looking for the northernmost tower of Annúminas. It's on the southern shores of the lake. It's largely underwater. The tallest buildings there are still peeking up over the waves. You're looking for a tower, a throne room, really, a sort of palace called Ost Elendil, you know, the throne of Elendil. And that building is on the northernmost part of where the city used to be. And there are tombs of important people in the cellars in the basement level of that place. It will be underwater. You will use the magical helms that Elrond gave you to get there. And you are looking for the tomb of the Goblin Slayer, the tomb of the Goblin Slayer, the Chieftain Slayer, and that's what it's recorded there. So that's what you're looking for. That's where you're going, and that's the specific part of the city where the Sceptre of Annúminas is. So remember that, and keep steadfast to your mission, and watch out for the servants of the enemy, for they are watching you. And you guys get heading. You guys are there on the road, and you guys are going to ignore the first level of exhaustion that you guys normally would have had, because you guys have horses and everything. In the meantime, however, there's other evils afoot. So I'm looking at your guys' results for things there. The pathway that you guys...
Did we lose G-Jog?
Did we lose G-Jog? He may have been lost. I hope that he comes back, because you guys are going to need him. You guys are going to be hosed if he's off. He'll hop on if he can here.
He just fell off a cliff for a little bit. It's fine.
Man, oh no, it's terrible. He rolled like a 20 on his guide thing too. So you guys don't lose your way for sure. The next thing we've got not great scouting, not great hunting, and okay lookout. So you guys cast a net ahead of you. Finn, you're sort of, running up hills and taking a look at stuff. You do not see the goblin group until they are well and truly upon you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and say roll initiative. If G-Jog does not come back here, I'm going to go ahead and run his character for him. I really hope that he didn't lose his stuff. Go ahead, guys, and roll your initiative. And remember, that is your dexterity, right? That's your dexterity modifier. 13 for Dernhild. 17 for Finn. Good heavens. Well, a 20 is still a 20, even if it's for initiative. So that's another $20 here. 20 bucks. Let's see. That's Kóna quick on the draw. That's what we're going to say there. All right. Kóna is at a 20. Oh, G-Jog, where are you, buddy? Today's adventure brought to you by Zoom.
And tornadoes.
And tornadoes. And, I ran, this is real. I ran a game earlier today because all I do is play D&D on the weekends. I ran a game earlier today with some kids who normally go to the hobby shop, that I was running in person before the pandemic. Now we do it over Discord, just like everything else in life is over Discord and Zoom. And one of the players there, the uncle of one of the players there, had to pull himself out of the game there because his basement was flooding. So that was happening to him today. Yep. It's a great day here in the Midwest. Tornadoes, flooding basements.
The ditch behind my house, like even from here, which is on the front of the house, but I can still hear it. It sounds like rapids in the back of my house.
Oh man, it's terrible. It's terrible. All right. I guess I'm going to try to message G-Jog here and see. Sorry, everybody. We're just ready to rumble. We're just ready to start the rumble. We had all this jazz before the rumble, and now
But before we rumble, a PSA about washing your hands.
Yeah, okay. Who wants to do a PSA about washing? Oh, okay. G-Jog says he's on there trying to connect.
But it has to be in character, right?
Yeah, Kóna, come to us live. We're now joining Kóna of Kofar on the northern road from Bree in telling us why the dwarves of Erebor always wash their hands. Go.
Because men and every other creature that aren't dwarves are just filthy. You never know what you're going to run into when you find them. Back to you, Hobbit.
All right, Finnegan Proud Feet from Bree, coming to us live from the north of Bree. Why do the hobbits of the Shire and Bree land always wash their hands?
Listen, folks, we spend a lot of time close to each other, and we're a very amorous society. And you're going to be running your hands all over my cheeses and my sausages and all the fine salted meats in my pantry. So the least you can do is wash your grubby mitts before you come in and start picking for cherry tomatoes and shallots and onions and fresh rhubarb.
Mushrooms. Mushrooms.
Yeah.
And mushrooms.
Wash your hands. Wash your damn hands.
All right. Dernhild, Steel Sheen. I feel like Saruman would specifically insult you about how the Rohirrim don't wash their hands. What do you have to say to him? Oh, G-Jog's back here. But go ahead.
As we gallop along the plains of Rohan, extolling the virtues of honor and clean living, we always pause along with our horses, who are extremely clean creatures, to wash our hands for 20 seconds under the clear running brooks of our native land. You should do like
yes. Exactly. The 20 seconds that you can do to wash your hands can be to that song, where is the horse and the rider? Where is the corn that was growing? They are gone like rain on the mountain, like water in the faucet, like hand soap on your hands. You bastards. We got G-Jog back here, but he's sideways.
Oh.
Yeah, just hold on. Hold on.
No problem, man. It's all right.
I might. Yeah. Okay. Just.
It happens to him, man.
Maybe this new one will work. Okay. Yeah. All right. Add the other me.
I'm adding the other you. Dow Jones.
Industrial leverage.
There you go. Hey, there you are, man. All right.
Hello.
Oh, good. There's only one of you.
Does Damrod want to give us a PSA about why the Dunedain Rangers of the North always wash their hands?
When tracking in the wilderness, it's best not to leave a scent. So we wash our hands constantly to make sure our hands are free from any foreign materials or smells.
Ah, yes. Perfect. All right, guys. Very good improv. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. Damrod, roll initiative. Goblins.
What?
Goblins.
I just got here. What the heck is going on?
Hey, welcome. Roll initiative.
Welcome. There's goblins.
Okay.
Goblins
I
everywhere.
think I got this.
Sounds like the internet.
He's like, I was gone 30 seconds.
That's trolls
Okay.
everywhere on the internet now. Trolls are of course different than in
Are these internet trolls? Or...
These are not internet trolls, and they're not 5th edition internet trolls. Okay, that's a 7 there.
I love trolling people on the newspaper website now that I'm no longer.
Oh no, don't do that.
Oh man, I got to do it because when I worked there, I hated not being able to respond to all the dumbass comments.
Oh heavens me!
You've got opinions, and I'm like, I'll get fired if I talk shit to this person. And now I'm like,
well,
and I want to say so many things to people who comment on my current employer's Facebook page. And so to get my therapy out, if I can't comment to them for being idiots, I can go to my previous employer and be like, I got some things to say. It's been fun. I actually
try going into PR where you still can't say anything bad about anybody, right? Okay. All right. Here's the order
I want to say this really quick. I think I got the closest you can get to winning an argument over the internet.
Oh, that's impossible though.
I didn't win an argument, but I went back and forth with somebody who was talking all sorts of trash, and I just stayed very calm, and I was just like, look, man, here's how it is. And he was like, but all this. And I'm like, I get that, but you're still not addressing the problem. And we went back and forth, and I just I left him with like a simple thing, and he didn't respond. He just gave it a like. He didn't give a laugh.
That's the best. And is that not the best?
He just gave it a like, and I was like, that's about all I can expect.
Is that not the best you can do? Well, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Finnegan Proud Feet, for no likes come for you now. No likes are coming for you now. For indeed,
my way out of the goblins.
No, you face 6 of these guys. 4 of them are goblins. 2 of them are larger fellows. You would call them full-fledged orcs. A joint force from Mount Graham and Carn Doom. These goblins, terrifying to behold, and they've clearly been ranging after you guys, and now they're striking. And you guys rolled, and you guys rolled fairly well, so you're actually going to get the drop on most of these guys. I'm gonna say 1, 2.
I have food delivery out the door. I need 1 minute. I'll be right back.
No problem. Go ahead. I am putting this stuff in. And that's fine. And actually, Damrod's way down in the initiative order anyway, so we're just going to get going. Kóna, daughter of Kofar, you are first. And we're I'm not going to describe too much about what the landscape around here is, but we're north of Bree at this point, and you guys are headed along a road. So I'm going to say there's maybe a few rocks like for cover here and there on either side, not very much. And the only other places like forests or rivers or anything are way off the road. And these guys are coming down out of the tree line, running at you guys. I'm going to say
pretty much in the open.
You guys are pretty much in the open from where you're at. You guys can try to make a break for it and head otherwise. Kóna, daughter of Kofar, they're still far away from you guys. You would not be able to move and get to them and hit them with a sword in one move there. I'm saying they are a good.
That's all right. I got a
100
bow.
feet away.
But a ranged attack is fine.
A ranged attack, it's within range attacks for all you guys, but they're away and they're coming toward you.
All right, so I got my short bow. I also have fire arrows that I would like to use.
All right.
Get some fire arrows going. So just roll my initiative.
Well, here's what I'll say. One, they don't look like they've got anything like amazingly flammable or whatever on them or something like that
so
right
it's not
now.
going to do anything.
Well, it might not be the best way to use the few fire arrows that you have. That's kind of the advice.
Just use a regular arrow.
Yeah. All right. Go for it. And then, so you're rolling your attack roll there on your bow.
Sorry. 11. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Okay.
I was looking up the stats on the guys. Arrow bounces off one of the shields of the goblins there. Do you want to move closer to them?
Yeah, because
we're going to say it
like they're pretty far out still.
All right, you're gonna hop off your horse there, who is not a war horse, and you were going.
Why can't I write? Oh, okay.
That he's not a war horse is the thing, you know. Like he will not be very happy when suddenly he has orcs and goblins streaming around him.
Fair enough.
Who? I say who, but I'm the one with the initiative order, obviously. All right, Finnegan, Proudfeet, it's up to you. And these guys are still streaming at you and still a far ways off.
Proudfoots.
All right, I am going to I'm gonna take a shot with my short bow as well.
Go for it. Oh, what is that? That is a 9. All right, Finnegan, you are also going to miss here, unfortunately. All right. Now these guys are going to try to attempt to come into range with you, and they're running. And what are they even armed with? All right, they've got their own little bows here. All right, these guys are just gonna take shots at you guys. I'm just gonna roll all of them.
Shots.
Boom. So we got, but hang on, that would equate to a 6. So Finn, a miss on you. A 17. Kóna, does a 17 hit you? Is that a yes? Sorry, I had my screen down here. All right. Yes. Dwarf. 1d6 plus 2. You're going to take 5 damage, Kóna.
Ooh.
And the third one is going to be fired off in Damrod's general direction, and I'm sure that a 7 does not hit him.
That does not hit me.
No, it does not. All right, that's them. And then they continue rushing you guys. I will say that they're still, what's their movement? 30 feet. All right, they're still another movement and change away from you. So they're still going to try to use ranged attacks on their next round with you guys. That brings us to Dernhild. You're in the saddle of Firefoot right here, and you have enemies approaching from afar. I will say this, if it influences your decision making, at this point, those goblins, those 3 goblins now, who are running ahead of the main pack, they would be within range of you if you wanted to ride Firefoot up to them for melee purposes. That would be one thing that you could do. Or you can ride him in some other fashion and use your ranged attack. Either way.
Yeah, I think I'll use my bow and shoot at them from a distance first.
How are you? Do you want to move with him anywhere relative to where your companions and the other enemies are at all?
I will shoot at one of them while riding straight toward it for maximum intimidation purposes.
All right. The Rohirrim charge forward and go ahead and roll your attack with your mounted archery bonus active there. And your new great bow damage should you hit, of course.
Oh.
Whoa. Oh, critical damage. Okay. 20. All right. That's another $20 that Dernhild is costing me tonight.
Critical damage to your pocketbook.
Dernhild. It is going to be critical damage to my pocketbook. Dernhild crits on a goblin. All right. And crits in this are you roll not just 1d8 for your damage, but 2d8 damage plus whatever your damage is. So if it's 1d8 plus whatever, it's 2d8 plus whatever. Go for it.
Okay.
I have a feeling you're going to be saying bye-bye to a goblin here in just a moment.
We hope so.
Oh, devastating. All right. That is a total of 11. All right. Yep. Okay. Arrow fires off, and it takes a goblin right in the gullet, and he goes down. That's one down. I'm going to go ahead and wipe him from the initiative order. All right. The mounted archers of Rohan, deadly as in tale and song, and a fourth goblin is going to move forward and identify Dernhild as the most credible threat at this point, and go ahead and roll. And 11 does not hit Dernhild, I am pretty sure. So your scale armor here, the arrow bounces right off of you. You feel nothing, and Firefoot's hoof beats continue thundering across the plain. That would bring us to the orc, one of the two orcs. All right. And of course, it'd be nice if I bothered to look up whether these guys have any kind of ranged damage. They do not have any sort of ranged weaponry that well, actually they do. They can throw a spear. So that is what they are going to attempt to do. All right. Dernhild, you got a spear hurling itself at you right here. And what is his bonus? Ooh, it's got quite a bonus. Oh, but less of a bonus there. All right. Not as good at throwing it. 13, I do not believe hits Dernhild either.
No.
All right. Arrow comes at you, off your armor. Spear comes at you. Like you've got your bow out, and you kind of duck here, and you bat it aside with your bow. And Firefoot continues stampeding toward these enemies. All right. Utterly unperturbed, Dernhild continues to chase. Damrod, it's finally down to you, man.
Yeah. All right. Damrod takes out the arrow from his bow, sights down the crap. I forgot what it's called. The down the arrow.
Yes.
Rod, and
the arrow.
Let's fly at a goblin for a 10.
10. All right. Unfortunately, Damrod is going to miss that goblin as well. Do you want to move closer to them at all?
Yeah, I'll move closer.
All right. If you do one movement worth, I'm going to say that the goblins that are rushing.
You know what? Actually.
Yes.
Excuse me.
No problem.
Dernhild is kind of like calling them, I think I would stay back so that I could. No, actually, I don't want her to get surrounded. So I'm going to drop my bow and run into the fray with my shield and my sword out.
All right. You raise your shield up. You pull your sword. Oh, we'll say you put your bow on your back and everything. As you're moving, you have enough time to do that, and you set yourself and get ready for the inevitable crash of enemies as they come toward you here. All right. That is Damrod. The other orc, I'm going to say that orc is going to try to come for, at this point, Dernhild is still the closest. He is going to try to move in, and he is going to try to swing at her with a sword rather than swing at her with a spear. He's clearly seeing that ranged weaponry is not, whoops, it's not 1E20, it's 1D20. 17, does a 17 hit Dernhild?
Yes.
Okay,
That's-
finally, one of these guys finally gets some damage on
something
Dernhild
on.
here.
Okay.
Swinging his bent sword, he swings at you for a glorious 1d6 plus 3. Oh, and he rolls max damage on that. Dernhild takes 9 damage on this. All right. That brings us, at this point, a bunch of these guys are going to be closer into melee range around Dernhild. And then you guys, still Finn and Kóna are still way back. Damrod, you've pulled your sword and you've rushed up. Kóna and Finn, you guys are still back on the road where you started and everything. And so how are you? Kóna, you're up next. What are you up to? You've got 5 enemies here.
There's no chance I can do anything sneaky at this point, right? Like my sneak attack?
It depends on what you want to try to do. The thing is that if you get up to an enemy that's in melee with one of your comrades, your sneak attack is valid. And you can do that with your bow as long as you're within close enough range too.
Okay, I think I could try that with my bow with one of the 2 goblins that either of my comrades are engaged with.
Okay, you're going to roll up, and the one that's actually in melee with Dernhild, you're going to head up as quick as you can. You're now about 30 feet away, which is within range for your sneak attack. He's engaged with Dernhild on her horse. Go ahead and try to make a attack against him.
Is there any plus?
It's just your regular attack.
Okay.
Yep.
Which isn't like plus my strength or anything?
No.
Okay.
Oh my God! You
Oh
rolled a
my God,
1.
that was miserable.
Oh well, hang on. You didn't add. Well, you're gonna add your attack bonus for your bow on that though. So go ahead and roll again. Just as.
Because that was so piss poor.
I mean, I'm forgiving when it comes to rolling again when you didn't put the correct dice expression in.
Nope, I didn't do it right
4.
again.
+4, not =4.
Look, I'm doing this on my laptop.
Folks.
Oh, I did that way wrong. I did that way wrong again. Guys, I am writing the struggle.
37.
Let's just go with that.
An 11. All right, what do these guys have? Okay, you are not going to hit him. Unfortunately, your arrow is going to bounce off his armor. All right, that is Kóna. Finnegan Proudfeet, what are you up to?
I think I'm going to have to fire my short bow again, right? That seems like the only logical thing.
For right now, anyway. Do you want to maybe try to get a little bit closer to your comrades in case one of them gets wounded and needs your immediate aid? That's a question there.
Sure. No one's in melee yet except for our...
Dernhild's in melee, and Damrod is about to be in melee. Like, they're coming toward him and toward you and everything.
Okay.
So if you come up level with him,
okay,
you're still at range to enemies, and you'll be near him to help him if he needs it.
Okay, yeah, I'll get about that close.
Go for it.
All right.
As you guys can see, we're not really big on minis and like maps and stuff here because that takes forever. So, okay, let's see. That is a 20 total. You're firing at one of these guys. Roll your damage, man.
Oh yeah, I forget.
You take a shot.
All right, here we go.
6 damage against one of the goblins there. All right. A goblin that's running in close there, trying to get to Damrod in particular, is going to take that arrow and screech in pain. And he is left with that much. Yes, that much. Okay. All right. And this wounded one is going to be coming in here, and he is going to circumvent the whole situation there with Dernhild, and he is going to be up and doing melee with Damrod.
Oh.
Dunedain. How much do I get a plus to my sword swing? Grr.
Plus -4.
Yeah, no, it's actually +4. 19. Does a 19 hit you? Yes, I bet it does. Grr. What does this guy's get anyway? All right, yeah. They're going to get a mighty 1d6 plus 2 damage for a glorious 4 damage against you. Dunedain. Yeah. All right, that was him. The other one is also going to try to make a run for you here. But Finn, he's going to swing at you. Oh God, this 23 definitely hits you, doesn't he? Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, that's 3 damage there. That's literally the least possible damage you get, you hobbit. You lucky hobbit. Exactly. Could take a swig of my amber ale here. Oh no, did we lose Ken again? He's back.
He's back.
He's coming back.
Oh,
Back
here we go.
streets back. All right.
Boom.
Apparate.
Dernhild, it's up to you. You've got now an orc right in your grill there underneath. Now, you can attempt to ride away and try to get some distance and everything. If you do, he'll get an attack of opportunity against you if you're going to try that.
I will stay where I am and fight him with my sword.
All right, you quickly swap weapons there and go ahead and roll an attack against him. You get your shield and your sword out. Sun is out. Gun is out.
Stay back in Dunatine. Sun's out, buns out.
Oh man, again, Dernhild is just wailing on these fools with the 23. That's a 19 natural roll. Go and roll your longsword damage against these guys. This orc has pretty thick armor. That is, oh God, that's only 3 damage, unfortunately, from Dernhild. All right. But a blow is a blow. Okay. Let me see. And his new total will be that. All right. Okay. All right. One of the other goblins is going to try to also take a swing at Dernhild here. He's screaming, shouting, takes a swing at you. As a 15 hit Dernhild. With her shield up, it's going to be 2 more than normal. So with your shield up, okay, with your shield, all right, your shield batters him aside. You're like 17 with a shield, right? And 15 without one, right?
I'm 16 without one.
16 without one. You're 18 with one. Oh man, that's right, because you got better armor. All right, you're really like tanked up now and everything, and his strike does not hit you. You batter it aside. Okay. That means that the next fool to attack is the orc that you damaged. So he is gonna attempt to swing at you. Ugh, a 22 is gonna hit you though.
Yeah.
All right, with his sword, gosh, he does 8 damage to you with his sword. Dernhild's taking some hits here, guys. All right, how's Dernhild doing?
I'm down to 3 now.
Oh man! All right, Finn, your comrade here is in danger. All right. That means the next one to go. Damrod, that's up to you.
Okay.
You frozen?
Uh-oh. Is he? We have so many technical difficulties here tonight, guys. Sorry about this. All right, we're gonna go ahead and say that until we can get Ken back here, Finn, go ahead. Actually, hang on. Who would be next? Kóna, go ahead and yes, that would be you. Go ahead and take your turn here and see what you would do. Here he comes. All right, there, Damrod's back. Sorry, man, we didn't hear anything from your turn there. What are you up to? Oh, taking a shot. 20 freaking 4. All right. Who are you aiming at with that? He's gone again. Oh no.
Looks like he's playing a flute.
I just told him to roll his damage.
We don't know what he was doing though.
Well, in that case, he's shooting at whoever's killing Dernhild. That's pretty much how it goes, you know.
Cool.
Goblin. All right, firing at a goblin and 8 damage. All right, Dernhild, one of the goblins right next to you There you go, man.
Do I chop him in half?
Yeah, you move up to one of the ones that's on Dernhild right now, and you do cleave him but good. Okay.
Cleave him.
In the butt.
Yes.
Taste my butt
Good.
cleave. Foul minion.
No, that's you cleave him but good, like not 2 T's, not his butt.
No, it's
No.
butt, 2 T's.
Damn it. Always with you guys. All right, Damrod, that's you. Okay, another one of the ones who was heading for you, Damrod, is like, screw you, Damrod. I'm gonna... yeah, does an 18 hit you? These guys are rolling so well against you guys. That's the problem.
I have anti-18 armor.
Is that what? Nah, I'm pretty sure he hits you. And you're gonna take...
No, it's anti-18.
What? What? G-Jog, man. Did we lose you again? No, this is terrible. Sorry, guys. All right. Our ranger is going to take a glorious 7 damage from whatever just swung at him. And we are going to go back again to Kóna. It is now Kona's turn. We'll get him.
Am I within stabbing range or still shooting range?
You are within shooting range of some of the others that are the other one that's mobbing on Dernhild right now. So you can deal sneak attack damage to one of the ones that's mobbing on Dernhild right now.
Okay, so yes, I will do that then. So just roll my d20.
Yeah, yep, and then you add 4 like before.
Let's see if I can get it on one shot this time.
That is in fact a crit. Hey, and you want to know a fun fact? You want to know a fun fact about sneak attack crits? Those double too. So you were going to roll 2d6 and 2d6 sneak attack. So that is 4d6 plus your damage. I'm going to say you were aiming at the big fat orc that is dealing so much, doing so much pain to Dernhild right now. Roll it. And G-Jog, your character took 7 from an orc that was swinging at you.
I said ouch in the chat.
Okay, got you. 16 damage. Okay. Dernhild, you had an orc bothering you and like dealing you grievous blows, but now a single black feathered Krebane arrow from a short bow from a dwarf takes him right in the throat. It comes like out his mouth or something, like through the back of the thing. It is gnarly. It's like something out of the Aeneid or something like that. And he just collapses, just or whatever. Firefoot is not the first time Firefoot has had blood all over his flank from the vanquished foes of the Riders of Rohan. And so he shakes himself off just a bit, you know, tosses his head, and he's ready to get back in there.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll wash our hands and hooves afterwards for 20 seconds.
Yes, we will, indeed. All right, that's one of the orcs slain. At this point, you outnumber the enemy, and you've killed half their number. So though you guys have taken some licks, they are beginning to sort of show fear here. Let's see, that's Finn. Finn, at this point, the battlefield's opened up enough that you can try to get into Dernhild and administer some healing there to her with your healing hands. There's a clear shot for you at this point with so many enemies defeated. You want to go ahead and try to do that?
Yeah, so it's 1d8 plus 1 per level plus wisdom. Is that how Hands of a Healer works?
I believe it's 1d8 plus wisdom. I believe that it's 1d8 plus wisdom, just in general.
Okay, so I don't up for my second level.
You get an additional 1, an additional use of it before you need to take a rest, because it's like your hit dice. You see what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we're doing it.
1d8 plus my wisdom.
Yep, go ahead and roll it, and Dernhild is going to recover that immediately as Finn runs up and slaps some Athelas on that wound there.
Yeah.
7 ain't bad at all. All right, Dernhild recovers 7 hit points. Okay, that was Finn's round there. He's in. All right. Okay, one of the goblins who is wounded is going to take the disengage action and move away. So Dernhild is not going to get a free swing. The other one is going to take a risk and try to put some distance between himself and her, and then also fire. Dernhild take an attack of opportunity against the goblin who's right next to you. He's trying to move back, get some range, and shoot at you so that he can hopefully then run away after this. He's hoping to get a lucky shot and then run away.
Is that any different from my usual roll?
Nope, just going to be your regular one there.
Right.
I'm going to say it'll have to be a sword slash on this just because of the timing of the thing.
It's 11. Is it showing up for you?
Oh, sorry. I didn't see that. All right. That is going to miss him. He is going to try to take a shot at you. All right. No, I'm sorry. It's going to be this. Ha! 10 doesn't hit you at all.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah, I know. It would suck if he had hit you. All right. So those two guys. All right. It is now your round, and you've got two goblins that have moved away from you. And then there's an orc that's in Damrod's grill. Those two back there don't seem as if they are particularly keen on continuing this. You can pursue them, or you can try to come to Damrod's aid at this point. Which would you prefer to do?
Yes, I will come to Damrod's aid. Am I in range? Am I in such a place that I can just shoot with my bow at that orc?
Yeah, easily.
All right, I will do that.
And I can cast
goes down to AC.
Damrod if you need to be going murder.
Does Finn want to just jump up into the saddle at this point? It's totally allowable.
For what?
In case Dernhild starts charging in on any of these guys.
Sure.
All right, Dernhild, you pull your bow as Finn clambers up and everything, and an 18 is going to hit that fool. Roll your damage. Seven damage. All right, a grievous blow against these guys. Okay, here's basically how this is going to shake out at this point. Damrod, make one more attack against this guy. See if you can finish him off.
No.
Oh, 7. All right, you swing. He parries your blow there, and he is going to disengage and start running off. Here's what I'll say. You guys have basically won this fight. We can sit here rolling until everybody's hit points are down. But I think that the main issue here is, do you guys cut your losses here and not pursue them in the interest of not getting hurt any further? Or do you guys chase them and kill them so that they don't inform on you?
I don't want them reporting back.
All right.
Yeah.
How's everybody else feel?
Yeah.
Good. All right. So
take them out.
Here's how basically we're going to do it. You guys will win. Everybody make an attack roll with your best form of attack. Your best form of attack. And we are going to say that we're going to look at how everybody does here.
I got a 20.
20 right there is pretty good. Yep. That is going to be a hit. All right. Dernhild maybe misses a parting shot. Emily will hit one of the goblins. Hugh's going to miss. All right. I'm going to say one of them escapes. You guys did well enough. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. One of them did. You guys did well enough that they're not going to hit you back. But one of them, the orc, does manage to flee into the trees. I guess you guys can maybe have one last shot. Ranger, you're the ranger, dude. Go ahead, roll a survival. See if you track him.
Oh, okay.
You know, and we'll see if this. We'll see how we do on this. If you guys want to continue pursuing him over hill and dale, or if you guys want to.
Well,
I cannot deny you on a 24. All right. It is a bit of a delay, but and the rest of you guys, you know, you lose sight of Damrod there. But when you round a corner and you come up to him again, there is an orc lying dead with an arrow in his back, and Damrod, you've got your pipe out. What took
Yep.
you guys so long? You know? So you guys took some time and you guys kind of came off of the road there, you know, and that kind of maybe put you guys a little bit behind schedule on your journey, but you guys are in a suitable area to camp for the night. You guys sit down and camp. We're going to say that this is not a long rest, however. So the question then becomes, who needs healing? How much do they need? How are we going to do it? You guys take a short rest. You can use your hit dice, right? You can use your hit dice. You can spend one of the hit dice that you guys have on your character sheets.
I can spend one.
Dernhild could also do that. Your hit dice are D10. You can spend one or you can spend two, and you roll those, and then that recovers hit points based on your roll. You can do one now, one later when you do a different short rest. You can try doing both now. Up to you guys. Anybody who's wounded.
You said 1d10?
1d10, yeah. And if you want to use both of your hit dice because you're a second level character, you can do 2d10. And
don't forget to add your
Is it Constitution? That's right. It's Constitution as well.
Oh, okay.
Constitution.
Damrod recovers 7. Dernhild recovers 4. Dernhild can roll again if she wants to, you know, and add that. But you would use both of them at that point.
Hey.
5 there for young Finnegan Proudfeet, and 9 more for Dernhild. There's a much better roll, I think. Anybody less than full at this point? No, everyone doing
yeah, I am, but
doing
I'm
good,
4 less
doing
than
okay. All right, cool.
How's our new man doing?
I said I'm at 4 from full.
All right, not too bad. Okay, you guys camp for the night. You guys continue onward, and I'm going to go ahead and say what we got on time here. We got 8:35. All right, we've got enough time for one very, like, maybe not finishing the encounter, but at least deciding how you guys get through it and everything. Go ahead, and we're going to do our same rolls that we do for the journey once more here. I'm going to go back on the thing and find out exactly what those are. All right, guide. That would be Damrod. Give me a survival with advantage one more time. Let's see how we're doing.
Okay.
If the rest of you guys remember what it is you're supposed to roll on your various rolls here for journeying, you guys can go ahead and do that. That's totally fine. But all right, that's a 12 for your first attempt.
Yeah. 14, not bad.
14, one, not too bad. All right. You find the path okay again without losing any time, any significant time. Okay. Next, we got the scout. That would be Finn. Finn rolls a 10. Okay. Next. I mean, a 10's not good and it's not bad. You know what I mean? A 10 is right there in the center. Next, hunting. Let's see if Dernhild's survival check is better this time. Let us hope that it is.
And I'm sorry, what am I using instead?
Survival or wisdom? Wisdom. I'm sorry. Yes.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't remember these things either. Boom. Also a 10. All right. Next, we have our lookout, which lastly is Kóna, whose perception check will determine the looking out of things.
So just wisdom if I don't have perception.
Yes, it is just wisdom if you don't have perception. That's one thing about this game system is that, like, wisdom as a stat, I'm noticing is like way more important in this game than others. F5. Okay. So a lookout again, but everyone else rolled pretty okay. So here's how this is going to shake out. The journey to Lake Evandim is a rough one. You guys had difficulty with supplies, and you have difficulty with supplies the entire time. And it's almost as if like Sauron's long hand is causing you guys grief when you guys are doing things like trying to forage for food, trying to hunt for food, trying to cook your rations, trying to find the correct path. The days are gloomier, the skies are grayer. You guys are constantly like rushing off the road when you see Krebane in the air and everything. Finally, you guys are going to approach Lake Evandim. Here's what you guys encounter when you get there. And I will let you guys determine how you're going to go about this generally. I'm going to grab up a couple of pictures that I have here. You've been given this map. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share this screen right here. This is a rough map that Hawktail gave you guys coming in there. You guys can see my pointer here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Ostalendil is up there on the north. All of these are like large prominent buildings that are submerged mostly in water, but they're like peeking out. And then you see here that these are my wonderful art ability. This is a fundraiser for the arts, but my artist ability here is clearly not the best. But these are like palisades, right? Like castle walls, city walls, turrets there, and sort of broken around. This lakeshore here represents where the water comes up to the edge. There is more. It's rocky. There's lots of rocks. There's some vegetation and stuff around, particularly the city walls. And you're able to spot this from a distance, right? There's more city to the south of here that's not submerged. It's all in ruins and everything, but it would be like walking around like Boston or St. Louis, right? Like around it. Okay. It might be a long time before you guys find an easier way in than along this eastern edge here that would get to the north. You can still do it though. Like I'm not telling you guys you can't do it. I'm just saying that that would be a consideration. Okay. That's what you guys know about the area that you were going. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share. And then I'm going to go. I'm going to show you an even rougher, an even sillier picture of mine. Because this is what you guys encounter while you're showing up. You guys encounter, yes. Okay. I'm going to say you guys are off around here, right? Far enough away. You guys are showing up here around nightfall, okay? You guys see a bunch of trees there. This is one of the castle walls area. And that would correspond to the easternmost wall on that last diagram I showed you, right? Okay. Here's the lake and rocks and stuff. And orcs. Big camp of orcs right there. Tents, horses, orcs, like at least a dozen of them. So at this point, we're going to say they have not seen you, but you guys did not get, because of your scouting, your various scouting and lookout roles and stuff, you guys did not have, you're not going to have the drop on them, whatever you guys decide to do here, unless you guys explicitly try to avoid them. Okay. They outnumber you guys like 3-1. So start talking to me about what do you guys want to try to do to try to get past them. We will not prosecute this whole encounter right now because it's already 8:45 and I promise you guys I'll be done by 9 for once, but we can talk a little bit about, like, as we're getting ready to go here, what do you guys want to start trying to do for next time? You know what I mean? So, and I am open to any kind of plans that you guys have. Go for it. Talk to me.
Remind me the functions of our underwater equipment. Is it like a one and done, or how do those work?
Elrond indicated that it's going to have an extremely limited use, you know,
Okay.
And as much use as it has, it has. I will say that means that you can probably put it on and take it off. But I didn't put a specific time limit on it because they always do that in standard D&D, and I'm like, oh, okay, thanks for making it sound so magical, man. Like I'm gonna be like 59 minutes and 59 seconds, and then like boom, suddenly my ancient helmet of water breathing suddenly stops working, you know? So
Yeah, it's
I
like
will
a certain
say
amount
you
of
can use
time
it.
per
You
day
can
or
use it
something.
within reason. You can use it within reason. You know.
Okay.
So.
I have to go give cat insulin real quick.
Ah, yes, the ancient insulating of the cats. For it was written. It was written in the Silmarillion. Yes. I'm just kidding.
Well, cats.
He's always got to go help out with some cats, but it's okay. What's everybody else feel like?
Well, we have to surprise them.
Sure. With cake?
That's what I was almost thinking of, like using one of the helmets to have someone kind of go through the lake potentially and come up that way and distract them or do something that way.
All right. That's a possibility. Would all of you do that or just one of you do that?
I think just one, and then the rest would kind of flank them.
Yeah.
All right. I will say this. There's no necessity that you guys kill these orcs. Okay, like if you guys can sneak past them and that's what you would like to do, we can try to see what happens. You know.
We've been rolling really great tonight.
Yeah, that's true. That is certainly true.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, either way, if one of us goes, I guess that's really only sacrificing one person for the bad rolls.
True, though it would be an actual sacrifice. What's Dernhild feel about this situation?
I'm not one for sneak attacks, or sneaking past enemies. But on the other hand, if there is no need to kill these orcs, then let's not shed unnecessary blood of ourselves or others, ourselves or anyone else.
All right, Dernhild feels like maybe we can avoid this if possible.
Possibly, but we're gonna have to sneak back them twice, like past them twice. We're gonna have to come back this way again, and there could be more of them. They could have seen us going into the castle and brought in more folk. So
then, if the time comes to fight, then we fight.
All right.
Okay, all right. Some heated discussion here. How does the Dunedain feel about this? The Dunedain feel about this? I always use plurals when it should be singular.
Strong stance.
Yeah, I have very my legs are spread just far shoulder width apart and braced.
Like Supermaning. Like
yeah, so you could run into me and I could probably I wouldn't fall. I don't know. I would probably rather sneak past than have somebody, because I just imagine, I mean, unless we think that somebody's really athletic and they swim through the water, we just put the helmet on and just hey, orcs suck, and then they all run to the sea, and I just run under the water and hide, just keep going down, and they have to swim after me, and they can't hold their breath.
I was going to say, do we know can orcs swim? What is the?
Are they wearing armor? Would they pursue you in water?
Well, I mean, they'd probably pursue me in water, but probably not as far as my water breathing mask could take me.
I mean, they're wearing pretty heavy armor, right?
They appear to be, if they're of the same cadre that you guys were facing before, and those had some pretty thick armor and broad shields. So yeah,
so they're probably not going to be able to pursue effectively in the water.
But would they pursue enough to drown themselves? Is what I'm saying. Like, are they dumb enough to keep going until they realize they can't back out?
No, I don't think orcs are quite that dumb.
Ah, too bad.
I don't think they're quite that gullible, At least you guys don't think so.
We can try the sneaky sneak, but I think we need to have a plan B for what to do if our sneak-ins don't work. Like a strategy.
Talk it through, guys. How do you want to do it? Which direction you want to approach from? What kind of stuff? We got Finnegan Proud feedback here.
So this is the farthest right turret that we've got. This is where they're to the right or east, if that's right in this occasion.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And the only one that's intact is this one, right? The bridge.
Sorry, which one are we talking about?
So this one that you're on
here?
right now, that's the only one that was like intact for most of the way.
Yeah, now here's the other thing that I'll say. There's that section of the wall there, but then like along the top of it and everything, then the wall's sort of like sunk and broken back down into the waves. And I'm going to bring this up one more time.
I've got like a special perception check on stonework. Would that be good for anything right now?
That would actually be wonderful to use right now. What kind of thing does that give you?
It's stone cunning. Whenever you make an intelligence or history ability check related to the origin of stonework, you are considered proficient in the history skill and double your proficiency bonus to the check. So
I'm going to go ahead and say, don't worry about rolling on it or something. I'm going to say that the fact that you have that ability by itself and the fact that you were like, I can look at stone and see what's up with it is plenty enough. And give yourself inspiration for that too, because that's a good thing to have there, to do there. You see that there could be the potential to climb one of the parts on the wall there that is down. I'll share my screen again. I'm going to say that it's that one. Yes, that one. I'll say that there's the possibility you could climb up here if you see where my pointer is pointing. If everyone can see, if everyone at home can see where my pointer is pointing at that turret there through the trees, because you're seeing that there's some of the architecture there, some of the stonework there could potentially be places where you guys could get like, a dagger in or a python in or something like that. And with some care and perhaps a distraction, you could perhaps get through there without being detected by those guys. Possibly. I'm going to say that that'll be dwarven stone cunning.
Cool.
That did that. All right.
Cool. So if they've got a fire, judging by that picture we've got right there.
That is a good judgment. They do indeed have a fire.
And some angry heads. They seem most goblins in general seem to be an ornery bunch. Couldn't we just like toss something into one of their fires and cause a ruckus that way? And if we could shoot something and like make something blow up or something, and then they all get distracted, possibly, and then we climb the turret.
Does anybody have anything that could blow up to cause a potential
distraction?
A distraction or alarm or anything like that.
Because we'd want to make sure it was a distraction that didn't have them looking for the source of it, though, right? We wouldn't want them to come looking for us. So
right.
Probably.
So it's got to be discreet.
Does Finnegan have anything in his inventory that might work for
I am
that?
taking a look now. I've got my
have a firework
tools. I don't know if there's anything in there.
Has it rained recently?
Didn't you have like I thought you bought a firework.
Oh.
Yep.
I remembered you were like, I was like, oh, I should get one of those. And I was like, no, I don't have a gold piece.
Yep. I've got Dalish fireworks. But again, would that seem too obvious that something's afoot?
Are they thinking that deeply into it?
Huh? Well, I mean,
a firework,
if we were sitting around a fire and like fireworks exploded out of it, we'd probably know that it wasn't just like something going wrong.
I'd be like, Hugh, it's just a deer, hitting its antlers on a tree.
Well, here's a question. Is there a way to set it off where you guys are not near it, and maybe it's in the opposite direction of the camp?
Like to the south? Yeah.
To the south, yeah. That would be one way.
Yeah, toss it somewhere else.
Yeah. By the way, before I forget,
could we attach it to an arrow, like shorten the fuse and shoot it off in that direction?
You can try anything.
Or you can add something onto it to make the fuse longer. So when we light the fuse, it'll take longer for it to blow.
I like that.
And kind of roll it in the opposite direction.
Yeah, that way we could be like passing their camp as it's going off. That way they run one direction while we're swinging by.
One other thing I'll say, it is not impossible to get Firefoot into this city here. Horses can swim, okay? But there's going to be at some point, Dernhild is going to need to make a hard decision about where is she leaving her faithful steed behind, you know? So, so yeah, you guys are going to be doing an underwater level. Everybody's favorite type of game.
I feel like it was really inconsiderate of Elrond not to give us a underwater horse helmet.
You know.
Are you doing the Mario underwater song?
Yeah, that's what that is.
Yes, he is.
So, with our last 5 minutes here, talk to me about what our plan is going to be and how we're going to do it. We'll say goodbye to the nice people once we've figured things out.
Make a wick so that we can light the firework in a direction where we want them to think we are. And while that's happening, we're gonna make a wick so that we have enough time to sneak around. So while we're sneaking around, the firework goes off. The orcs go after the firework, and then we sneak in.
Everyone good with that?
Yeah, it's gonna go exactly according to that plan.
Yeah.
Because that's how this game works.
All right. Here is what we are going to do. Who's got, I'm going to say rope is probably the closest thing that we've got to this kind of thing. You got rope?
Yep.
Horsehair.
How much rope have you got?
Awful.
50 feet, probably.
Oh, man, 50 feet of rope.
Yeah, that's
right. And at this point, this is the point at which you start making the Boondock Saints joke, right? About like,
I was just thinking that.
Just thinking that. Here's your fucking rope, you know.
Fucking rope, mate.
All right. That's fine. I'm thinking that with things like torches, you guys have like tallow or pitch or something like that that would be spreadable on the rope.
There's got to be like a pine, like a tree with resin.
Yeah, what kind of trees are those?
I drew them as pine trees, come to think of it.
Yeah, they're just sappy little pine cones in there.
All right. Putting some sap on that. All right, here's what we're going to do. You guys do that. You guys are going to light it off. Climbing is strength, okay? Damrod, did you have anything? You were saying you were making some very specific purchases there about possible dungeon gear. Do any of them include anything that is specifically good for climbing?
No.
All right. Okay. So everyone is going to give this a try.
Just rope.
Remember that as a teammate, you can grant your inspiration to somebody else. Okay. Everybody, if you have athletics, roll that. Otherwise, it is a strength check.
16.
16. All right. We're doing it, guys. We're climbing the wall. All right, we got an 11. We got a 12. We got an 11. All right. I'm going to say, stone walls? What do you guys? Oh, well, why should I ask you guys? Because you guys are going to say, yeah, you should get it.
It should be a 5.
All right. Jeez.
Kitty.
On an 11? I don't know, guys. On an 11, I don't know. All right.
Maybe I just get some blisters.
Well, you guys aren't going to fall. All right. Those of you who rolled 12 and up, you made it. You guys who didn't, try one more time.
Same
There's
thing.
still the fireworks are going off. The orcs are like, they're like running there, you know. Doing 15
and 16
and 16. All right, you guys. I'm gonna say that there's in the Peter Jackson movie. It's like oh no, slipping, and then suddenly.
We both kind of slip. Can I grab my little hobbit friend and throw him up? And
throw
then I
him.
come after?
Yes, exactly. No one tosses a dwarf, but a dwarf can toss whomever she may choose. All right, and Dernhild, what tender words do you say to Firefoot before you leave him in the wilderness to go on your mission? What do you say to your horse?
I say, you know what to do, noble friend.
Yes.
That was impressive.
Runs freely in the field, and with that, it's just about 9 o'clock, and we're going to say that you guys scaled the tower there, and as you do, You look out. It is the nighttime. The stars are out in the sky. The moon is high. The winter moon is high. And you look out across this lake where you see the crumbling towers, the crumbling stone towers of the old city of men. There's one in the very center there that is tall and high, the Tower of Watch. There are some other things that look like they're caved in roofs and stone lintels of an architecture you guys have never seen before. And then off to the north, which would be off to your guys' right, as you guys are looking, you see these stone steps, these magnificent imperial palace type stone steps that are coming out of the water that lead up to a tall, beautiful palatial tower, and that is where you guys are headed. You guys are headed to Ostelendil, where once the great kings of men sat in old Arnor. That's where we'll leave off for tonight.
Awesome.
Everybody, thank you all for coming back again. We're going to keep doing this for every couple of weeks. I think that next time, probably pretty much for sure, we will have this adventure, this first adventure completed for this time here.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead
Cool.
and say that with all of the accomplishments that you guys have made here and the dangers you guys have gone through, you guys are going to make level 3 for next time.
Level 3.
All right.
Level 3.
That's going to mean some interesting specializations for some of you guys and everything for next time and stuff. But we'll get you guys leveled up and we will meet you guys again. And as far as if we're still doing this every 2 weeks, that means that oh my goodness. Well, maybe not May 31st for a particularly specific reason for me. You know, probably not going to meet that day, but we will figure out when we are meeting again. Okay, folks, it may be 3 weeks from now instead of 2. All right. But I will be in touch with all of you guys and everyone who's been joining us. Please, once again, donate to artsforillinois.org/donate for the Arts for Illinois Relief Fund. Please join us next time. Please catch up on the episodes that we've already done. And for everyone else, yay. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Play us out, Hugh.